Kali yang kedua, Raun Undang-Undang Pembekalan 2026-2025 dan usul untuk merujuk resolusi anggaran perbelanjaan pembangunan bagi tahun 2026, pergulungan daripada para menteri.
Dengan hormatnya, saya menjemput Yang Berhormat Datuk Amar Dr. Sim Koo Hian, Timbalan Premier dan Menteri Kesihatan Awam, Perumahan dan Kerjaan Tempatan untuk menyampaikan ucapan penggulungan.
Thanks, Sri Speaker. First and foremost, I would like to thank Sri Speaker for allowing me the opportunity to deliver my winding out speech. I also like to thank the Honourable YAB Premier of Sarawak for presenting another people-centric budget with emphasis on human capital development in preparation for our younger generation to take part in Sarawak's nation building. It is a budget committed to inclusivity, fairness, and a brighter future for all. By addressing critical areas such as healthcare, education, housing, and social welfare, this budget reflects the government's dedication to enhancing the lives of rakyat in Sarawak. When the people thrive, our communities and economy grow stronger. Before I proceed, I would like to convey my heartfelt congratulations to YAB Datuk Patigi Aban Johari, the Premier of Sarawak, on being awarded one of the highest honors by the government of Japan, the Order of Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star, on the 11th November 2025, and also to thank Sri Speaker on his reappointment as a Speaker of this August House for the 10th term since his first appointment on the 19th November 2000. Even before that, Tan Sri Speaker was a Deputy Speaker of this Dewan from 1995, making half of Tan Sri life in this Dewan. Half, Congratulations, Tan Sri, more than 30 years of service to Sarawak and the people of Sarawak. I would also like to record my greatest appreciation to Ali Yang Berhormat, who during the course of their debates either has commented or raised matters related to my ministry as well as agencies and departments under my purviews or watching brief. MPHLG. Thanks, Speaker, development projects and programs under local authorities. For the information of Ali Yang Berhormat in this August House, under RNK tour, my ministry was allocated with a ceiling of 470.4 million ringgit for the implementation of various projects by 25 local authorities. As of 31st October 2025, 359.3 million ringgit or 76% of the approved allocation has been disbursed for various infrastructure projects such as upgrading of roads and drainage, improvements of waterfronts, upgrading of markets, installation of street lightings and traffic lights, public toilets, public libraries, landscape beautifications, and also rural facilities and amenities. All of these projects are progressing at various stages of implementation under the respective local authorities. Since 2018, a total of 230 projects have been approved under the Project Rakyat, amounting to 862.3 million ringgit for various agencies and local authorities, including BDA, DBKU. To date, 144 projects have been completed, while the remaining 86 are at various stages of implementation. From 2015 to 2024, the Sarawak government has approved a total of 6,984 RTP, amounting to 1.17 billion ringgit for local authorities. To date, the local authorities have successfully completed 6,353 projects, which account for 91% of the total approved projects. In 2025, the local authorities have been allocated with 122 million ringgit for 858 projects, which are currently at various stages of implementation. For the current years, my ministry received 283.2 million ringgit under the MARIS for maintenance of council's roads, including road furnitures, road shoulders, roadside drains, and related compounds within local authorities' jurisdiction. As of 31st October 2025, a total of 205.6 million ringgit has been disbursed to the local authorities. For the information of Ali Yang Berhormat in this August House, to date, a total of 1.17 billion ringgit were allocated to 16 local authorities for implementations of 184 projects under regional development agencies such as RECODA, SADA, ISDA, RADA, BDDA, and GKCDA. In addition, the local authorities has also received a total of 56.5 million ringgit from the various federal ministries such as KPKT, KUSKOP, and Federal Ministry of Economy and Jabatan Landscape Negara for the year 2025. Smart Community Developments and Engagement Programs. Mr. Speaker, my ministry has been allocated 2 million ringgit to support community programs across 24 local authorities. To date, a total of 226 programs have been approved with 1.5 million ringgit of the allocated disbursed. A total of 201 programs have been successfully implemented, while the remaining 25 are currently at various stages of implementation. These programs aim to nurture self-reliant community groups while aligning with the SDG, particularly SDG 11, SDG 3, SDG 4, SDG 9, SDG 12, SDG 13, and SDG 17. To recognize communities in Sarawak that are collaborating with their local authorities to build a sustainable future, my ministry will continue with the annual Smart Community Award program. This initiative aims to encourage and celebrate community-driven efforts that champion environmental stewardship and innovative practices. This year, community initiative under the Sarawak local authorities has shown exceptional innovation, sustainability, and strong grassroots participations. This project reflects proactive collaboration between communities and local authorities across areas such as neighborhood, safety, recycling, and circular economic practices, ecotourism, waste management, aquaculture, and community agriculture. Their efforts have strengthened resilience, supported entrepreneurships, protected the environments, and delivered shared social benefits that improve overall living standards. SDG City Roadmaps. My ministry has developed the Sarawak SDG City Roadmaps in collaboration with Urbanist Malaysia for 25 local authorities under my ministry purview to ensure alignment with the SDG through localized implementation approach. This Sarawak is the first state in which all the local councils are involved with the SDG City Roadmaps. The roadmap demonstrates that Sarawak SDG performance exceeds the national average of 43%, with city councils scoring 67%, municipal councils 60%, and even district councils 52%, well above the national average of 43%. While urban councils perform strongly in infrastructures and governance, district councils continue to face resource constraints but still remain above national performance, reflecting effective state coordination and SDG localizations. In connection to this, my ministry, together with other ministries and agencies and local authorities, continue to place emphasis on strengthening economic competitiveness, ensure sustainable environment qualities and management, enhance community well-being, optimizing land and resources utilizations, improving infrastructures, transportation efficiency, and upholding good governance. These are the key areas of focus measured under the Malaysian Urban-Rural National Indicators Network for Sustainable Developments, MUNINETS, by Plan Malaysia. This year, out of 26 participating local authorities in Sarawak, 17 attained sustainable status in the MUNINETS rating, while the remaining achieved moderately sustainable status. This is a significant improvement compared to last year. In terms of operational efficiency, my ministry, together with the district councils, has successfully maintained ISO 9001 2015 certification for a total of 23 processes this year. This demonstrates our commitment to ensure that core services and governance processes remain consistent, effective, and of the highest quality. To further enhance the service delivery, my ministry continues to expand the digitalization of services for public convenience and service delivery excellence. This year, 25 types of business licenses renewals have been made available online through the Electronic Local Authority System 2, ELA2. My ministry and local authorities have also been actively driving and implementing smart city initiative to modernize urban livings and enhance service delivery. In 2025, SMC and BDA successfully achieved the Smart City Early Adopter status recognized by Federal Ministry of Housing and Local Government Malaysia. They joined DBKU, MCC, MBKS and MPP, which had attained the same recognitions earlier. Child Friendly City Initiative, CFCI. Sarawak continues to lead the nation in inclusive urban development through both Child Friendly City Initiative and WHO Age Friendly City movements. Of the 11 Malaysian local authorities committed to CFCI, 7 are from Sarawak, placing Sarawak at the forefront on nationwide. Sarawak also leads in age-friendly cities, with Kuching and Sibu being recognized under the WHO Global Network for Age-Friendly Cities and Communities. This demonstrates Sarawak's strong alignments with PCDS 2030 under the social inclusivity pillar and advance the SDG principles, leave no one behind, by prioritizing cities that are safe, accessible, and inclusive for both children and senior citizens. Issue raised by Ali Young Mohamad, Song Jungle Produce Market. For the information on YB for Katibas, the detailed building plan was approved by State Planning Authority on 31st October 2025, and the approval letter was received on 5th November 2025. The tender will be awarded on February 2026, and the duration of contracts is for 18 months. For the information of Ali Young Mohamad from Pending, Kuching City Parking, KCPS, financial challenges arise mainly because parking rates have remained unchanged since 1993, while operating costs and wages have risen. The pandemic further strained revenues. KCPS not paid any director fees since 2021, and the state government provided a 25% rental reduction during the pandemic to support its operation. To improve collections, both Council and KCPS have intensified enforcement through demand notice, court actions, 50% compound document programs, and DBKU's digital reminders. These steps are ensuring better compliance and reducing losses. Season parking is restricted, not allowed in high-demand areas such as Carpenter Street, Main Bazaars, and China Street to maintain fair parking turnover and ensure fair access to parking to the general public. In short, both DBKU and MBKS are taking proactive and responsible measures to steady KCPS, finance and safeguard essential parking services for the people. As YB for Pending is from legal profession, she should have verified the facts before misleading this August House on KCPS director's fee. Just her usual politicking and maliciousness, but this time hiding behind parliamentary privilege. Traffic wardens, DBKU. For the information of Ali Yambok for Tupong, to date, DBKU has 32 traffic wardens. 10 new additional traffic wardens have been reported for duty on 1st of December 2025, which is 2 days ago. It is hoped that with the addition of these new personnel, traffic conditions around Kuching City will improve, ensuring greater convenience and comfort for the residents. For the information of YB for Machang, road patching and resurfacing works at Kampung Muhibah, Kanawit were carried out by Kanawit District Council in 2024, involving a total cost of 200,000 ringgit. Meanwhile, for 2025, road patching work in the same area have also been carried out by the council, involving a total of 40,000 ringgit. In addition, the council has submitted a proposed project for upgrading the road from Jalan Muhibah to Jalan Durin, Kampung Muhibah, Kanawit, under the road rehabilitation program of RNK13 to the Sarawak EPU. For the information of Ali Yambam of Teliang, routine maintenance work to repair damaged village roads are carried out on regular basis. Dara and Muka District Council will continue to bid for funding of the upgrading works. Over the past 3 years, the Council has implemented the following road upgrading projects at SPS Kuala Lamat, Kampung Judang, Kampung Penakuk, Kampung Telian, and Kampung Dato', with a total amounting to 1.14 million ringgit. Meanwhile, the Council has identified the site for the new Muka Integrated Market Facilities Project and Anjung Ria Senaga Muka Project. Once siting is approved, the Council will proceed with the design and tender process. As for Medang Selala Tapak Kau Muka, the siting application has been approved and the design has been completed, with the tender expected to be called by first quarter of 2026. Construction of rental premises for small traders at Saratok. For the information of YB for Kalakat Saratok District Council commenced with proper study and assessment before proposing this project to be included in RNK 13 RP3. Construction of waterfront and carpet at Inkilili. For the information of YB for Inkilili, the Council will submit this project proposed under RNK 13 RP3. The proposed scope of work will include the provisions of parking facilities as well as upgrading of the existing waterfront infrastructures. Football field upgrades at Kampong Bumbok, Batu Kitang. For the information of Ali Yang Mohamad for Padungan, there was no essential project information provided, such as a project scope, awards, or bills or quantities. For any successful project implementation, the project proponent should engage with the implementing agency to determine the scope of works and prepare a realistic cost estimate for the project. Gender equity on appointment of mayors and chairmen of local authorities. For the information of YB for Padungan, the appointment of councillors to our local authorities guided by clear and important criteria. Councillors must be Malaysian citizens who are ordinary residents in Sarawak. They are appointed based on their experience in local government, those who have achieved distinction in their respective professions, commerce or industry, or individuals who have demonstrated the capacity to effectively represent the interests of the community, especially those who hold the post of mayor or city council or chairman of municipal council or district council. This qualification ensure that our local authorities are led by competent, experienced, and community-minded individuals who can contribute meaningfully to local governance and service delivery. For the information on YB for Simujang, in 2019, my ministry had deployed 42 additional technical officers comprising 17 engineers and 25 assistant engineers to various local councils, including Simujang District Council, to strengthen technical capacity and support project implementation. My ministry will continue to pursue optimizations of manpower, including technical capacity and capability to better meet the Council's requirements. In the interim, my ministry will continue to provide engineering advice, technical guidance, and assistance to all councils. For the information of YB for Tanjung Batu, BDA has identified a state land of 94.46 acres located next to Taman Bilangan Kidulong for the purpose of Samalaju workers parking. Currently, BDA is requesting information on the number of parking spaces required by their respective companies to enable BDA to determine the total parking spaces needed. For the information earlier for Tanjung Batu, the BDA has already established a traffic warden unit in 2024. This unit is placed under the enforcement section. 7 personnel have been appointed as traffic wardens under the Road Transport Act 1987 and undergoing training with PDRN. At present, the traffic warden unit is responsible for traffic management during divisional and state events, and BDA is in collaboration with PDRN to support traffic management and control in designated locations, and this will be carried out by first quarter of 2026. Housing. Thanks, Speaker. I will not deliberate on housing which is under concurrent list. Sarawak government funded projects. I wish to thank YAB Premier for allocations given to housing development corporations for the implementation of affordable housing. For the information of Ali Yang Mohamad in this August House, in 2026, my ministry through HDC has allocated 121 million ringgit for the implementation of 11 fiscal projects comprising 1,547 affordable housing units across Kuching, Betong, Sibu, Muka, Bintulu, Miri, and Limban, including Pengurusan strata title. In addition, 20 million ringgit has been allocated to Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd to support home financings for B40 and N40 groups. Project Rakyat. The Sarawak government has approved 8 housing-related initiatives under Project Rakyat. Of these, 4 projects have been completed involving the upgrading of infrastructure of scheme for SPK Tian, SPK Ingan, and the construction of 62 units of RSP at SPK Santubong and 50 RSP units at SPK Hulu Kapong. Meanwhile, 2 projects are ongoing which include 50 RSP units at SPK Gedong and earthwork in SPS Bating Fasa Empat in Lawas. The remaining 2 projects are currently in the tender evaluation. Thanks, Speaker. Sarawak Rental Assistance Scheme, SRAS. Today, SRAS Selection Committee has approved 6,649 applications involving a locked amount of 32.2 million ringgit. Out of the 6,649 applications, 4,254 are from Kuching, 973 are from Bintulu, 673 are from Sibu, 164 are from Miri, and 44 are from Samarahan. It also includes 439 students from higher education institutions and 102 from Sarawak and Federal Civil Service occupying government quarters. Longhouse Long. For the information of Ali Young Mama, I wish to update these years under the Sarawak and federal government's allocations. The Jawatan Kuasa Kelulusan Permohonan Scheme Pinjaman Perumahan untuk golongan berpendapatan rendah Rumah Panjang has approved the implementation of 82 longhouses comprising 1,589 doors with a total loan value of 71.4 million ringgit. Of these, 65 longhouses comprising 1,269 doors with a total loan value of 57.8 million ringgit are allocated by the Sarawak government, while 17 longhouses comprising of 320 doors with a total balance loan value of 13.6 million are allocated by federal government. Since the federal government allocation started in 1978, 262.41 million ringgit been given, benefiting 805 longhouses, 17,607 pintu. Sarawak government started similar program in 2020. Since then, 533.31 million been given, benefiting 843 longhouses, 17,152 pintu. Currently, 314 longhouses involving 6,425 doors are on the waiting list. Housing Deposits and Repayment Assistance Schemes, SDRAS. Today, Mutiara has received 3,154 applications, of which 2,889 applications have been approved, amounting to 27.9 million ringgit. Mutiara Home Financing. On home financing, Mutiara has approved 2,442 applications involving financial allocations of 202.4 million ringgit. A total of 93.7 million ringgit has been disbursed to 1,454 house buyers at an annual interest rate of 1% for B40, 3% for N40. Sarawak Housing Contribution Trust Fund, SHCTF. SHCTF was established to provide a dedicated and reliable financial mechanism to support the Sarawak government's agenda of delivering well-planned affordable housing across Sarawak, and its main source of funding comes from contributions by private developers. As of 15 November 2025, a total of collection under the trust fund amounted to 5 million ringgit. Being a newly established fund, my ministry is committed to enhance its collection and monitoring process by adopting digitalization transformation through Housing Development and Maintenance System (HOME Act). This will ensure that every contribution is accurately recorded, properly accounted for, and being utilized transparently in line with the objection of the trust fund. We remain steadfast in ensuring that this fund become reliable financial instrument to support Sarawak government's agenda to deliver 20,000 affordable houses under 13 Malaysia Plan. Affordable home. For the information on this August House, my ministry remains committed in ensuring that every Sarawakian has the opportunity to own a decent affordable home. Guided by PCDS 2030, we continue to strengthen the delivery of housing programs that are inclusive, equitable, and sustainable. From 2019 to 2025, my ministry has received a total of 8,642 private affordable housing applications across all categories. Out of these, 7,172 applications have been approved. Kuching divisions continue to record the highest overall housing demands with a strong participation across the Sri Pertiwi, Spectra Medium, Spectra Light, and Putra schemes. Samarahan division saw steady growth in the Spectra Light and Putra scheme, driven by its role as an emerging residential and education hub. Miri division for Spectra Medium and Sri Pertiwi remains significant, indicating a sustainable urban housing demand which align with industries and service sector growth. Cebu division continue to benefit from balanced participation in both B40 and M40 housing schemes, with ongoing collaborations to identify new sites for further housing developments. Bintulu division recorded consistent uptake under the Putra and Spectra schemes, reflecting population expansion linked to Sarawak industry corridors. Betong, Kapit, and Liman division saw similar but steady participation, mainly in the low-cost and Spectra Light categories. My ministry will continue to support localized housing efforts to meet rural housing needs. Issue raised by Ali Yang Mohamad. Housing developers issue. For the information of YB from Teliang, to date, my ministry has identified a total of 647 housing projects across Sarawak. Since a task force has been formed and led by YB Dato' Michael Tiang, 43 out of the 57 problematic projects, representing 75%, are successfully solved. In the context of Sarawak, with the remaining 13 projects which are currently at various stages of intervention and one housing project having been declared as abandoned, the percentage of problem projects in Sarawak is at 2%. This positive development clearly demonstrates the government's commitment to safeguarding the rights of home buyers and ensuring that developers comply with Housing Development Control Licensing Ordinance 2013 to enhance transparency and provide the public with accessible information. The list of abandoned projects has been published in my ministry official website for public reference. This measure serves as a firm reminder for errant developers that must fulfill their responsibility and contractual obligations. It also reflects the seriousness with which my ministry views this matter. In addition, my ministry has taken further enforcement action to ensure compliance with the provision of the ordinance. These include freezing of the housing development account, whereby actions have been taken to 2 developers who failed to adhere to the statutory requirements. Developers associated with any declared abandoned projects whom either abandoned or caused to be abandoned will be subject to blacklisting, and upon such declaration, my ministry will consider taking firm actions against them. Moreover, this year, my ministry has also issued at least 20 compounds to developers who commit various offences under the ordinance. This reflects stronger enforcement efforts and higher compliance monitoring. Enforcement actions are not limited to developers. My ministry also scrutinizes the conduct of professional persons, such as architects and engineers engaged or employed by housing developers. To date, my ministry has reported 1 such case involving the misconduct of an architect in relation to a housing project, which resulted in the professional being fined 60,000 ringgit by Lembaga Architect Malaysia. Sarawak Rental Assistance Schemes, SRAS. For the information of YB for Tupong, my ministry and HDC are currently studying ways to enhance and expand the SRAS to eligible recipients throughout Sarawak. This is based on the feedback given to HDC through the engagement and survey in response to to YB's request. My ministry will conduct a study on the feasibility of implementing SRAS outside Sarawak, including the implementation methods and the financial requirement for the expansion. For the information of YB for Daro, my ministry through HDC has submitted a request for allocation under the RNK13 for Project Rumah Spectra Permata in Daro for the purpose of carrying out infrastructures and building work for RSP Bedong. Status of the Spectra Permata project at the Pusat Public Housing Site. For the information of YB for Beting Maro, the SPA has approved the replanning of RPR Pusat to 15 blocks on 27 March 2024. Under the Block 1, HDC plans to construct 40 units of double-story on steel RSP detached houses. For the implementation of infrastructures and building works, HDC has submitted a request for funding under RNK13 from the Sarawak government. At present, the subdivision survey for Block 1 is in progress. Department of Irrigation and Drainage Sarawak DID. Thanks, Speaker, the Department of Irrigation and Drainage is the main technical agency responsible for developing policies and implementing flood mitigation projects and drainage infrastructure in Sarawak. The effects of climate change are becoming more evident worldwide, and Sarawak is also experiencing its impact. Flooding continues to be a major challenge in both urban and rural areas caused by heavier rainfalls, longer monsoon seasons, and rising sea levels. A comprehensive drainage master plan aligned with future land use planning is therefore essential. This effort requires ongoing cooperation across various disciplines and government agencies. The department remains committed to enhance Sarawak's preparedness and resilience as climate conditions continue to evolve. I will now update this August House on the various DID projects in Sarawak under the state and federal funds undertaken by the department. Urban drainage and flood mitigations. For the information of Ali Yang Mohamad, in this August House, under RNK12, Sarawak government has allocated 96.8 million ringgit to the department for the implementation of 23 flood mitigations and urban drainage projects. Of these, 22 projects are currently at various stages of design and are expected to commence physical starting 2026. For federal funded initiative, a total ceiling of 191 million ringgit has been approved under PLSB Sungai Sarawak, comprising of Package 1 in Samarahan, Package 2 in Kuching, Package 3 in Matang. All are in the various stages of physical implementation and expected for completion by May 2026, April 2027, March 2027 respectively. Under the Flood Mitigation Initiative, RTB Sungai Miri is ongoing and expected to be completed in the first half of 2026. RTB Limbang project is presently at the tender stage, while RTB Beradet Samilan project remains in the pre-implementation phase. Thanks, Speaker. I would like to put on record the appreciation to YAB Dato' Ahmad Fadilah, and Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia and Minister for Petra, for approving Rancangan Tebatan Banjir Bandaraya Kuching Fasa 2 Package Penuh under the program of Project Berkeutamaan Tinggi. This project, amounting to 2.48 billion, involves the construction of 2 bridges across the FAC Road and Jalan Matang, as well as a barrage, a tidal control gate, and a 6-kilometer bypass channel, with the implementation period scheduled from 2027 to 2033. A lot of people always ask me, what is Sungai Sarawak bypass channel? I always explain to them, when traffic jam, build new roads. When Sungai Sarawak jam, build new sungai. The RTP. Today, RTP implemented by the department has seen 3,800 completed out of 4,396 approved projects, with a total allocation of 762.8 million ringgit since 2015. The remaining 596 projects are in various stages of implementation. Project Rakyat. Between 2018 and 2025, Sarawak government has approved 147 Project Rakyat initiatives totaling 1.1 billion ringgit. Of these, 109 project rakyat, 74.3% have been completed. 13 projects, 8.8%, still under construction. The remaining 25%, the remaining 25 projects, 17% are in pre-contract stage. Project under regional development authorities. Thanks, Speaker, for the information of Ali Yang Berhormat in this August House. 185.9 million ringgit for 74 flood mitigation and drainage related projects throughout Sarawak were allocated to the department by the various department agencies such as SADA, BDDA, ISDA, and RADA to fund all these projects. All these projects are still in various pre-implementation stages. Issue raised by Ali Yang Berhormat. Flood mitigation plan framework and Bintulu flood mitigation implementation. For the information of Ali Yang Berhormat for Jepat and Tanjung Batu, Sarawak government recognized the challenges we face in Bintulu, demand a bold ideas and forward-thinking solution. That is why we consulted Rainbow, an architecture engineering consulting firm from Denmark, to develop a new and innovative approach to address the immediate threat of flooding, about how best to safeguard our people and our environment. For decades, we have relied on traditional dredging methods, demand heavy resources, high costs, and significant technical intervention, yet increasingly unsustainable. Today, we stand at a turning point. Nature-based solutions offer us a new pathways, one that is smarter, more resilient, more aligned with the future we want to build. By working with natural processes instead of constantly fighting against nature, we unlock a range of benefits, healthier ecosystem, enhanced community well-being, and infrastructure that adapt to changing conditions. This is not merely an engineering project. It is a long-term commitment to building a safer, more resilient, and more prosperous Sarawak for generations to come. On the Jepat waterfront, the department will carry out the assessment to review the requested scope and prepare cost estimate for the proposed waterfront for submission under RNK 13 RP2 for funding consideration. For information on Ali Yang Berhormat for Teliang, Project Muka Waterfront and Project Pengawalan Hakisang Pantai Pitanak are under design stage, while Project Pemuliharaan Tebingan Betang Muka antara Sungai Penakuk dan Sungai Telibang is under tender stage due for closing on the 17th December 2025. The PISMA for Muka Town has been approved by the federal government under RNK 13 RP1. The findings from this master plan study will assist in identifying long-term solutions to address the flooding issues in Muka Town and serve as basis for future funding applications to implement the proposed mitigation measures. For the information on Ali Yang Berhormat for Bukit Semuja, Taman Melo Sirien and Taman Anggerik are part of scope under the RTB Bandar Sirien dan Hospital Sirien, which was approved in RNK 12 with a ceiling of 2 million. The design of this project has been completed and expected to be tendered in second quarter of 2026. For the information of Ali Yang Berhormat for Kalakat, the Stormwater Management and Drainage Master Plan Study, Kajian Pedang Induk, Salilang Masra, Alang, Pisma, Betong, Saratok, Spao, and Debak Sarawak was completed in August 2021. The study was identified long-term solution to address the flooding issues in Saratok Town. The department has submitted a proposal under the RNK 13 to implement the recommended drainage improvement works for the funding considerations and approval of the Sarawak government. For the information on Ali Yang Berhormat for Inkilili, kawasan Jalan SK Tabuk, Rumah Panjang Tabuk, Kejemuk, Tembong, Lipat, Tisak Kaung, Sekalang, Mangga Bunok, Membong, and longhouses along Batang A8 Inkilili areas are located at floodplain area adjacent to Batang Lupa and Batang Sekalang. This area is prone to flooding, especially when it experiences heavy rainfall coincide with high tide. The federal government has approved the master plan study, namely Kajian Pelang Induk Batang Banju, Lemangan Batang Lupa, Sarawak under RNK12 with an improved ceiling of 5 million ringgit. This master plan study has been completed, and the recommendation for the said study will serve as a basis for future funding application to implement the proposed mitigation measures in the area. Sarawak Sewerage Service Department, Urban Sewerage. Thanks to Speaker, I will now update the various sewerage projects implemented in Sarawak, which are funded by both Sarawak government and federal government. Centralized sewerage system. Thanks to Speaker, Miri Centralized Sewerage System Phase 2 with a scheme value of 450 million ringgit, as previously reported, is now in detailed design stage, scheduled to be tendered in first quarter of 2026. For Kuching Centralized Sewerage System Package 2 project costing 750 million ringgit is currently 99.7% completion and is expected to be fully completed by middle 2026. The remaining works are mainly property connections network. As for Kuching Centralized Sewerage System Zone 1 Package 3 project with scheme value of 382 million ringgit, it is now in detailed design stage. The tender for works is expected to be called in the second quarter of 2026. The Kota Samarahan Centralized Sewerage System Phase 1 project with a scheme value of 650 million ringgit is now in initial design stage. Tender for work is expected to be called in 2027. The federal government loan agreement for the rationalizations of sewerage system for north-south catchment Bintulu with a scheme value of 225 million ringgit has been finalized. The project is currently in the consultancy service procurement stage. Septic sludge treatment plants. Thanks to Speaker, the physical work for the 4 SSTP projects in Betong, Serikeh, Kapit, and Limbang with a total cost of 60 million ringgit that were put on hold by the federal government are expected to be fully commenced in 2026. Site for Sri Aman Betong SSTP has handed over to the contractors on 31st October 2025, while the tender for the remaining 3 SSTPs are scheduled to be called in 2026. Master Plan Study. Thanks to Speaker, the federal government has approved under RNK 13 RP1 for the wastewater management master plan study for Bintulu with a scheme value of 2 million ringgit. The procurement and consultancy service will commence once the loan agreement is finalized. Sarawak Health Department. Thanks to Speaker, I will now proceed to update on the health service and development provided by Sarawak Health Department, an agency under Ministry of Health Malaysia, for which we aspire for the delegation of power from federal government to Sarawak government through Sarawak Health Autonomy under MA63. For 2025, the department has received 2.96 billion ringgit operating funds and 505.3 million ringgit development funds from the Federal Ministry of Health Malaysia. These funds are allocated for operational expenses, human capital developments, minor upgrading, as well as repair on health facility, as well as for hospital and clinic support services, including procurements of medical equipment. Currently, Sarawak has a total of 27,255 government healthcare personnel, including 1,838 serving on a contract basis out of 30,523 approved positions. Out of the approved posts, there are 5,106 posts that are yet to be filled. The number of approved doctors posts that are still vacant is 930, whereas the nurses there are 2,300 vacancies. If compared to national doctor population ratio, Sarawak is short of 1,871 doctors, as highlighted by YB for Nangka in this August House last week. I always wonder why we are so lack of doctors and nurses. Is West Malaysians so sick, needed so many doctors and nurses, or Sarawakians so healthy, does not need so many doctors and nurses? I would like to thank Ministry of Health for the effort in reviewing the manpower needs in 7 out of 23 existing hospitals in Sarawak recently. Their findings have highlighted the needs for additional 11,127 posts of various categories, which include 1,567 new doctor posts and 4,881 new nurses posts. This reflects our ongoing commitment to strengthening the healthcare system to better serve the rakyat in Sarawak. Healthcare development projects. As of 25th October 2025, the new hospital allowance project remains on schedule with an overall physical progress of 95.86%. Meanwhile, for the hospital in Petrasia project extension of Thai number 4 has been approved, revising the completion date from 1st August 2025 to 23rd February 2026. As of 25th October 2025, the physical progress stands at 84.9%. To date, 65.9% of health clinics in Sarawak are classified as dilapidated, showing an improvement from 76.4% during the same period last year, following the Bitara Madani initiative since 2023. To strengthen basic infrastructures and clinical equipment, the federal government has allocated 100 million ringgit, while another 5.2 million ringgit are allocated for low-value assets and capital items for 2025. As of November 2025, a total sum of 67.5 million ringgit has been allocated throughout Bitara Madani initiative. Besides that, the federal government has also allocated an addition of 50 million ringgit for 6 dilapidated health facility projects. Currently, all these projects are at pre-implementation stage, and tender procurement for this project will be called after design is completed by JKR Sarawak, namely KK Biawak in Lunduk, KK Tepus in Selangor, KK Kuala Lawas in Lawas, KK Tung Abang Haji Openg in Subis, and KK Tanjung Bijak in Sri Aman, and isolation ward in Sarawak General Hospital Emergency and Trauma Department. Under the Rintis Project Initiative, 2 new clinics, namely KK Nanga Atois and KK Nanga Ngungan, were approved with a total were approved with a total estimated cost of 12.8 million ringgit. Both clinics are currently under construction, with Nanga Atoy expected to be completed by the end of the year and Nanga Ngungun by the 3rd quarter of 2026. For the year 2025, MOH has allocated 52.8 million ringgit for upgrading, renovations and repair works of health clinics in Sarawak. Of this, 40 million ringgit is under the Bitara Madani initiative budget, 7.5 million for rural clinic services, 1.3 million ringgit for upgrading and repair works for quarters, and 4 million ringgit for KK Long Semado solar hybrid projects. Sarawak Cancer Center. Sarawak Cancer Center project is currently at the pre-implementation stage with the JKR Malaysia appointed as the implementing agency. Following the value assessment lab, the preliminary cost estimation is 1.52 billion ringgit. JKR Malaysia is now in the process of completing the preliminary detailed extract PDA, and the construction period is between 2026 to 2031. Health autonomy under Malaysia Agreement 1963. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to YAB Dato' Ahmad Haji Fadillah, our Deputy Prime Minister, for his pivotal role in establishing the Special Task Force comprising of Ministry of Finance Malaysia, Ministry of Economic Malaysia, the Public Service Department Malaysia, and relevant agencies. His leadership and commitment have been instrumental for driving coordinated efforts that support Sarawak's pursuit of MA63 aspiration, ensuring meaningful progress for the state and its people. CCAPS. Among the matters discussed under MA63 is a delegation of power to regulate private healthcare facilities and services vested by Cawangan Kawalan Amalan Perubatan Swasta (CCAPS) to the Sarawak Health Department, which had previously been agreed upon but is now being reviewed again by Ministry of Health Malaysia. Sarawak Medical Committee. The Sarawak Medical Committee is expected to start processing application for the registration of medical practitioners who wish to practice in Sarawak by January 2026. Human rabies. Thanks to Speaker, for 2025 as of 22nd November, there have been 19,400 444 animal bites reported in Sarawak, averaging 414 cases per week. These numbers significantly increased compared to 18,564 cases for 2024, averaging 357 cases per week. In 2025, most of the animal bites involved cats, 62.3%, compared to dog, 36.5%. There were 6 human rabies cases reported in the state this year, 4 cases in Kuching divisions, 2 cases in Bintulu divisions, compared to a total of 8 cases reported in 2024. A total of 89 human rabies cases have been reported since the outbreak in 2017. The Sarawak Health Department is committed to control the human rabies cases in collaboration with other relevant departments. Issue raised by Ali Yang Mohamad, Hospital Lawas. For the information of Ali Yang Mohamad for Bukalalang, the main building for Hospital Lawas is expected to be completed and operational in the second half of 2026. Currently, there are 5 approved specialty posts for Hospital Lawas: 1 physician, 1 surgeon, 1 ONG, 1 pediatric, and 1 anesthesiologist. Of these posts, only the physician post is filled. For the information on Ali Yang Mohamad for Bukalalang, Clinic Long Semado has been approved under RNK12 RP4 with allocation of 4 million ringgit for the installation of hybrid solar system, as well as additional 200,000 ringgit under BP7 for the construction of perimeter fencing. Meanwhile, Clinic Tan Lapandang has received an allocation of 800,000 ringgit for repair and upgrading works under the 2023 dilapidated clinic project. For Clinic Bukalalang, the federal government has approved the construction of new replacement clinic at the existing site under the RNK12 RP5 border development with a total allocation of 14.8 million ringgit. For the information of Ali Yang Mohamad for JEPAT, KK Kuala Tatau is classified as Type 7 health clinic and serve approximately 2,411 residents from 17 longhouses and 3 villages, with an average daily attendance of about 20 patients. The clinic provides outpatient care, maternal and child health services, emergency care, pharmacy services to meet the needs of the local community. For emergency transport, ambulance support is provided by KK JEPAT or Hospital Bintulu. At present, there is no major upgrading projects planned for KK Kuala Tatau that involve the additional of laboratory or X-ray services. Those services are available at KK Tatau, which is located approximately 30 minutes away from KK Kuala Tatau. Mobile clinics and emergency response system in rural areas. For the information on Ali Yang Mohamad for Balai, mobile health services are provided through CERS led by medical assistants. Clinic staff maintain active WhatsApp communication group with hospital teams to coordinate referrals promptly. For the information of Ali Yang Mohamad for Balai, KK Tuno scheme has been allocated 990,000 ringgit under the DAIF 2025 Bitara Madani for upgrading and repair works. This allocation aims to improve building safety, upgrading essential facilities, and provide a more conducive environment for staff and patients. Additionally, the clinic is scheduled to receive 500,000 ringgit in 2026 for the installation of a hybrid solar system, which will significantly enhance energy stability and reduce dependence on diesel generators. Regarding the status of KK Tuno scheme, BKB Kapit was submitted for siting applications. On the subject of clinics, vehicles, the department will reassess the current needs for vehicle support at KK Tuno scheme. The department remains committed to improving healthcare access and service delivery for the Balai community. In addition, MOH is currently in the process of procuring 69 ambulances from Sarawak under the centralized tenders last year, unfortunately facing some technical issues. Clinic Pergigian Daro. For the information of Ali Yang Mohamad for Daro, the initial retender for project Clinic Pergigian Daro was unsuccessful due to the tender price exceeding the approved budget. The MOF Malaysia has since approved direct negotiation with the finishing contractors identified by JKR Sarawak with a price negotiation on 24 November 2025. The project is expected to commence in early 2026 and will be completed within 2 years. For the information of YB from Thailand, the Department and Ministry of Health has established a 2024 to 2045 master plan to propose a replacement minor specialty hospital under RNK 13. The proposed hospital will provide the following core specialties such as general medicine, general surgery, pediatrics, orthopedics, ONG, anesthesiology, emergency medicine, radiology, pathology, and psychiatry. Under this plan, Klinik Pagi, Klinik Ibu dan Anak, and outpatient department will be relocated to new KK Muka. Meanwhile, the department continues to maintain and upgrade the existing hospital facilities. In 2025, a total of 200,000 ringgit is allocated for upgrading and maintenance work, and 275,000 ringgit is allocated for asset procurement, means replacement of assets. Currently, pediatric services for Muka are provided by Hospital Bintulu through KKIA via visiting pediatric specialist clinics conducted once every 2 months. The department plans to fill the vacant pediatrician post in Hospital Muka once the necessary infrastructure for pediatric services are ready under the upcoming proposed RNK master plan. Congestions at Hospital Sarawak and Health Clinic. For the information of YB for Kalakat, Hospital Sarawak is a non-lead hospital under the Eastern Cluster, which is led by Hospital Serikay. Therefore, patients from Sarawak requiring specialist referral are referred to Hospital Serikay. MOH has outlined a proposal to develop a replacement hospital under RNK 14. In line with the master plan, the existing OPD and Klinik Pagi at Hospital Sarawak will be relocated to the Klinik Kesihatan once a new facility is established. The proposal of this Type 3 Klinik Kesihatan Sarawak is planned for consideration under RNK 13, pending completion of site procurement. Meanwhile, the Ministry remains committed to maintain service quality and operational efficiency at the existing Hospital Sarawak. For 2025, an allocation of 265,000 has been approved for the procurement of replacement assets, ensuring continuity of care, supporting ongoing upgrading efforts. Infectious disease in Syrian. For the information of YB for Tabeduk, TB and dengue are endemic disease in Sarawak. The department continues to prioritize in prevention, surveillance, and control measures for these diseases, including Japanese encephalitis. Continuous surveillance is undertaken to monitor disease trend, while TB, latent TB screening, as well as vector control activities for JE and dengue are conducted on an ongoing basis. For the information of Ali Yama from Niemak, KK Nanga Ngungun. Currently operates without a station medical officers. Patients are attended by assistant medical by assistant MOs, referring to KK Nanga Tanda or Hospital Kanawai when necessary. Monthly rural clinic visiting doctors continue as scheduled with an average daily attendance of fewer than 30 patients. KK Nanga Ngungung has been approved under the project Ringtis Facility Daif Sarawak 2024 with 6.4 million allocated from an additional OPD and KKIA block and now under the construction and targeted for completion by third quarter of 2026. Upgrading a rural clinic in Taming. For the information on YB for Taming, there's an ongoing plan to upgrade Klinik Desa Taming to Klinik Kesihatan Type 6 Taming. In addition, 2 upgrading projects in the area has been approved under Project Facility Kesihatan Daif, 50 million Fasa 1 and 2. KK Tepus has been approved for upgrading with an allocation of 8.3 million ringgit, while KK Sekwao has been approved with an allocation of 3 million ringgit. Both projects are currently in the pre-implementation stage. hemodialysis center at KK Sungai Asak. For the information of YB for Murung, there is no hemodialysis unit set up at KK Sungai Asak. At present, patients from Sungai Asak who require hemodialysis are receiving treatments at Bintulu Hospital or at private NGO-run HDU centers in Bintulu. KK Long Napil. For the information on Ali Yamak for Batu Danau, in September 2024, MOF Malaysia granted an exemption from certain procurement requirements for KK Long Napil projects, thereby allowing the procurement to be undertaken through direct negotiation. However, the initial direct negotiation process was not successful as the selected contractor had withdrawn from the appointment. JKR Sarawak is currently in the process of appointing a new contractor through the same procurement methods. Ambulance provision at KK Nyabo and upgrading of KK Kabong. For the information on YB for Kabong, both KK Kabong and KK Nyabo are scheduled to receive new Type B ambulances. These units are being procured through MOH Malaysia's centralized tender in Kuala Lumpur, which is currently underway, and delivery will proceed once tender process is completed. KK Kabong, presently classified as Type 5 clinic, records an average daily attendance of about 135 patients. The department is actively enhancing healthcare services at these facilities. HDU has been approved under BDDA and will be established to provide dialysis services to the local community. In addition, the family medicine specialist and one physiotherapist have been posted to further strengthen services at KK Kabong. Regarding the proposals to upgrade KK Kabong to Type 4 clinic, the department will assess this need in future, taking into account service demands, population growth, and availability of the development funds. For the information on YB for Beting Maro, efforts to strengthen services of KK Pusat and KK Belading are being implemented in stages to improve patient care. At KK Pusat, a transcutaneous bilirubinometer was provided this year to improve neonatal jaundice screening. The clinic is currently run by one family medicine specialist and 3 medical officers, strengthening its capacity to deliver comprehensive primary care. At KK Belading, an autoclave machine was supplied this year, and the clinic is being expanded to include X-ray services. Procurement X-ray machine is under tender, with delivery expected in 2026. A hemodialysis unit approved under BDDA will further enhance services access. 4 medical officers currently serve the clinic, with more to be added when available. Fire and Rescue Department Malaysia Sarawak. Tang Sri Speaker, Fire Safety Awareness Program and Enforcement. Fire and Rescue Department Malaysia Sarawak has been committed in implementing public educational and awareness program in fire safety for the communities of Sarawak. Between 1st January and 30th September 2025, the department has carried out 3,685 public awareness programs involving 815,137 participants. These efforts reflect the department's continuous commitment to strengthening a culture of fire safety, risk awareness among the people of Sarawak. In addition to extensive public education initiatives, enforcement activities remain a cornerstone in ensuring compliance with fire safety regulations throughout Sarawak. Proactive enforcement not only reinforces public education but also serves as crucial deterrent against violations that may endanger lives and property. For the year 2025, the department has issued a total of 100 compound notices comprising 92 of the offences of deactivations of fire alarm panels and 8 in relation to fire hydrants infringements. Furthermore, legal actions was taken against 10 premises, with 6 prosecuted for failing to comply with fire hazards abatement notice and 4 for not obtaining mandatory fire certificates for designated premises. These targeted enforcement measures demonstrate the department's unwavering dedication to upholding fire safety standards and protecting the community. Between 1st January and 31st October 2025, the department responded a total of 7,962 emergency calls, comprising 1,867 fire-related incidents, 6,059 rescue operations, and 33 special service cases. The swift and strategic actions undertaken by operation team during this period successfully preserved a set value of 314.5 million ringgit. These figures demonstrate the high operational tempo and readiness of the department and underscore its ongoing commitment to safeguarding lives and property through excellence in emergency response and service delivery. Issue raised by Ali Young Mohammed. For information on Ali Young Mohammed for Inkilili, the construction of the Inkilili Fire and Rescue Station was approved under RNK 12 RP5 with a allocation of 15.53 million ringgit. The project, which was commenced in 2025, was rescheduled to its relocation to a more strategic site along the Pan-Borneo Highway alignment at Lot 216, Block 15, Maru Land District, covering an area of 1.4 hectares. Thanks to Speaker, Sarawak Nation Building. Lately, everyone in Malaysia admires and singing praise of Sarawak. I did ask why all this admiration in this August House in May. Indeed, I still come to the same conclusion because Sarawak is not divided and polarized by the 3 R's, race, religions, and royalty, as in West Malaysia. And more convinced than ever, it's definitely because we don't have DAP Sarawak in Sarawak government. Otherwise, we will also just like the rest of West Malaysia, divide and politicking. Thanks Sabah for following Sarawak footsteps. We are finally not alone in Borneo. Come 2026, Sarawak will need to follow Sabah, work hard, work smart, and give them the law. Many Malaysia mata merah not just with the biggest state budget of 14.1 billion for 2026, but people-centric budget with many programs for anak Sarawak that no other state government provided. The rest just tengok saja. Selangor just tabled the biggest ever budget for 2026, but 3.23 billion ringgit. Johor also just tabled the biggest budget for 2026, but with only 2.5 billion ringgit. However, Sarawak's care in our IC is not staying for kaya, as otherwise people will borrow money from you. We need all the money to catch up to West Malaysia's standard in infrastructure. So our care is for king, which means hormat, respect for the people of Sarawak, for Sarawak doing well, doing the right thing in our nation building. This is why Sarawak in 2025 is a different Sarawak from 2015. In 2015, people looked down on Sarawak. In 2025, people look out to Sarawak. But I'm not sure DAP Sarawak felt the same spirit or not, as they always Malaysia first rather than Sarawak first. DAP Sarawak prefer to tengok saja when it comes to Sarawak. Sarawak, after 61 years formation of Malaysia, the opportunity for era of accelerating Sarawak's nation building is finally here. Sarawakians would like to see Malaysia Madaling government in Kuala Lumpur being sincere and meaningful in implementation of health autonomy, education autonomy, 1/3 member of parliament for Sabah and Sarawak, greater shares of financial allocation for Sarawak under 112(d), respecting Sarawak gas aggregators, and resolving Petronas and Petros issue, as well as those outstanding issues listed under MA 63 and IGC report. I am sure our Sarawak founding fathers would not have agreed for the formation of Malaysia if they realized that after formation of Malaysia, we only get 5% of oil royalty for Sarawak oil. Our development is far behind compared to West Malaysia. I always puzzled and disappointed for any Malaysian, especially Sarawakian, including certain members of this August House, cause Sarawak's aspiration in Sarawak autonomy under MA63 as a regionalism and discriminations. But luckily, their boss, YAB Anwar Ibrahim, has agreed in principle for MA63 to be implemented, as he called it, adil to the people of Sarawak and Sabah. We are grateful for YAB Anwar's stand. As Sarawak undergo exponential progress towards 2030, Sarawak needs to remain united and stand in solidarity together for these few critical years till 2030. we must be on high alert for anai-anai for both within and outside Sarawak, including anai-anai inside GPS. Let Sarawakians come together, everyone playing their roles, doing their parts to contribute and to support GPS government under Premier Abang Jo in building a stronger Sarawak. In conclusion, Tan Sri Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to congratulate and thank Tan Sri Speaker for your wisdom in ensuring that the proceeding in this August House was conducted with dignity and proper decoration, not only now, but for the last 30 years. And proper decorum for the last 30 years. I would also like to put on record my thanks and appreciation to Yang Berhormat Dato' Amar, State Secretary of Sarawak, Yang Ari Dato' Sri State Attorney General, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Sri State Financial Secretary, and all officers from the various ministries from Sarawak, Federal Department, as well as government agencies for their hard work and dedication in ensuring the smooth proceedings of this August House. My special thanks also go to our friends from the media who have provided coverage throughout the setting. Lastly, I would like to take this opportunity to wish all Sarawakians Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2026. I wish everyone the best of health so that we can continue to contribute to Sarawak's nation building. With that, I support the budget and sekian terima kasih and salam Sarawak maju and makmur. Uha.
Dengan hormatnya, saya menjemput Yang Berhormat Dato' Amar Douglas Uga Embas, Timbalan Premier dan Menteri Keuangan dan Ekonomi baru kedua untuk menyampaikan ucapan penggulungan.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker. First of all, I'd like to welcome the delegation from PBB Bukit Saban yang ada bersama kita dalam Dewan pada pagi ini. First of all, allow me to extend my utmost congratulations to our Premier, the Right Honourable Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zuhari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg for being bestowed a prestigious award, the Order of the Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star, for his contribution to strengthening bilateral ties between Japan and Malaysia, particularly in renewable energy and regional cooperation. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, I also like to extend my sincere congratulations to you, the Honourable Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, on your reappointment for the 10th consecutive term. This remarkable honor reflects your exemplary leadership, creating history as not only Malaysia, I think the world's longest serving legislative speaker. Your steady and excellent stewardship has continued to safeguard the dignity of this august House. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, my heartfelt condolences to Yang Berhormat Deputy Premier of Sarawak, the Honourable Dato' Amar Professor Sim Kuyan, on the recent bereavement of his beloved mother, the late Puan Sri Datin Amar Lin Chu King. We stand in solidarity with him and his family during this time of sorrow, and we pray for strength and comfort to be granted to them. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, the 2026 State Budget, which was presented by the Right Honourable Premier on the 24th November 2025, carries the theme Empowering People, Advancing Prosperity, Building a Resilient Future. It is a theme that places the Rakyat at the very heart of our development. It signifies our commitment to empower every Sarawakian to participate fully in the state progress. It underscores our determination to advance prosperity through innovation, inclusivity, and sustainability, and reaffirm our determination to build a resilient economy, strong institutions, and united communities so that Sarawak continue to advance and prosper in the years ahead. The 2026 state budget is more than just a statement. It is a promise that every Sarawakian will be empowered to succeed, that prosperity will be advanced and shared, and that resilience will be built into the fabric of our state. Translated to Ama Speaker, the key highlight of 2026 state budget. The 2026 state budget is anchored in 9 strategic thrusts that guide our journey toward achieving our aspiration under the PCDS 2030. These thrusts reinforce governance, diversify revenue stream, accelerate rural development, and safeguard the welfare of our rakyat. Together, they form the backbone of our fiscal direction that positions Sarawak to thrive amidst global uncertainty while building a resilient economy and an inclusive society. The 2026 state budget is an expansionary budget that demonstrates our commitment to progress. The budget proposed in the total ordinary expenditure of Ringgit Malaysia 12.9 billion, of which Ringgit Malaysia 5.6 billion is for operating expenditure, while Ringgit Malaysia 7.3 billion is for appropriation to the Development Fund account. This appropriation will add on to the balance in the Development Fund account to finance 2026 development expenditure budgeted at Ringgit Malaysia 9.3 billion. This significant allocation underscores our determination to accelerate growth, stimulate demand, and deliver on the promises that the GPS government has made to the people. Translated to Ama Speaker, with this, the 2026 state budget projected an estimated surpluses of Ringgit Malaysia 154 million. This surplus underscores Sarawak's ongoing effort to diversify revenue source and uphold discipline. Those proactive measures position the state to remain on a stable financial footing despite global uncertainties. In essence, the 2026 state budget is people-centric, rural-focused, and reform-driven. It strikes a careful balance between addressing the immediate need of our rakyat and laying the foundation for the long-term state resilience, economic diversification, and shared prosperity. Translated to Ama Speaker, performance of project implementation under the 12th Malaysia Plan. As we enter the new 13th Malaysia Plan, we need to assess and review the progress of various initiatives under the 12th Malaysia Plan, spanning from 2021 to 2025, the first phase of our PCDS 2030. Therefore, allow me to present to this August House the achievement of the 12th Malaysia Plan program and project funded by both the state and the federal government. 12th Malaysia Plan state-funded project. Under the 12th Malaysia Plan, the ceiling has been raised to Ringgit Malaysia 40 billion to finance a total of 1,396 projects. This expanded allocation enabled the rollout of more strategic development initiatives, closing infrastructure gap, and accelerating economic growth across Sarawak. Of this project, 987 or 71% are physical projects, while the remaining 409 or 29% are non-physical projects. The non-physical projects include grant, contribution, investment, activities, and event. To date, 308 physical projects has been successfully completed, while the remaining 679 projects are progressing at various stages of implementation. Cumulatively, we have spent ringgit Malaysia 31 billion, or 78% of the total 12 Malaysia plan ceiling. The expenditure is expected to increase further as the ongoing project continue progressing. In this regard, I urge all controlling officers and their implementing agencies to intensify effort to ensure that an ongoing 12 Malaysia Plan project under their responsibility are executed promptly and completed on schedule. This is essential to prevent any spillover into the 13 Malaysia Plan that could affect the timely rollout of the new initiative under the new Malaysia Plan. Performance of Project Rakyat. We remain steadfast in advancing ongoing development initiative to uplift communities and promote balanced growth across Sarawak. Under Project Rakyat effort to enhance connectivity, improve public amenities, and accelerate rural transformation continue to progress steadily. Since its rollout in 2018, 743 projects have been approved with a total allocation of ringgit Malaysia 10.3 billion, of which 381 has been completed, while 362 are progressing at various stages of implementation. As of October this year, ringgit Malaysia 3.63 billion has been expended cumulatively. Key projects currently underway, including the following: 1. Upgrading of road from Saka Betong to Spau and SK Paku Central Betong costing ringgit Malaysia 136 million. Resurfacing of Ulu Tinja Road, Miri, costing ringgit Malaysia 130 million. Rural Growth Center Semop Housing Development Mukah, costing ringgit Malaysia 44.2 million. And Resettlement Scheme at Tukau Parabina Miri, costing ringgit Malaysia 38.4 million. This project continue to improve accessibility, stimulate local economy, and enhance quality of life, particularly in the rural areas. Rural Transformation Project. The Rural Transformation Project continue to play an integral role in closing the urban-rural development gap through community-driven initiative that addresses local priorities. Since its implementation, RTP has funded over 13,000 projects across Sarawak, improving essential rural infrastructure such as road, utilities, community facilities, and house of worship. Under the 12th Malaysia Plan, ringgit Malaysia 3.7 billion has been expended, which represent 80.4% of the total ceiling of ringgit Malaysia 4.6 billion, resulting in 9,287 completed projects, with the remainder are still ongoing. This collective effort reflects our continued commitment to fostering inclusive, sustainable, and regionally balanced development throughout the state. Program Penambahbaikan Rumah Rakyat Miskin Sarawak. To ensure that the development remain inclusive, the GPS government also continue to prioritize the need of vulnerable communities. Since 2018, GPS government implement minor rural project named Program Penambahbaikan Rumah Rakyat Miskin Sarawak MRPPPRMS, dedicated to repairing homes belonging to poor and B40 households, ensuring that these houses are safe and conducive to a higher standard of living. The maximum repair cost per house is ringgit Malaysia 15,000. As of October 2025, 65,985 families have benefited from the program, with a total cumulative expenditure of ringgit Malaysia 439.3 million, underscoring the government commitment to inclusivity in improving the quality of life in the rural areas. Regional development agencies. Translated to our Speaker, for regional development agencies, the state government has set aside ringgit Malaysia 7.5 billion to fund the implementation of 1,064 projects, of which 1,056 are physical and 8 are non-physical. These projects are under the purview of 5 regional development agencies, namely SIARAN Development Agencies, Betong Division Development Agencies, Rajang Delta Development Agencies, Greater Kuching Coordinated Development Agencies, and Mid Rajang Regional Development Agencies. As of October 2025, ringgit Malaysia 186.4 million, representing 37% of the total 2025 allocation of ringgit Malaysia 500 million has been expended, with 83 projects has been completed, while the remaining are progressing at various stages of implementation. Apart from this, out of the ringgit Malaysia 6 billion allocated under the alternative funding for project under the purview of the Northern Development Agencies, Highland Development Agencies, Upper Rajang Development Agencies, and Integrated Regional Samarahan Development Agencies, ringgit Malaysia 3.4 billion has been expended, with 664 projects completed. 12 Malaysia Plan federal funded project. Under the 4th rolling plan, a total allocation of ringgit Malaysia 5.3 billion has been approved for the implementation of 1,128 projects. To date, ringgit Malaysia 4.5 billion has been spent, accounting to 85% of the total allocation. In terms of physical progress, 294 projects has been completed, while the remaining projects are progressing at various stages of implementation. Under the 5th rolling plan, a total of 1,196 projects with an allocation of ringgit Malaysia 5.7 billion has been approved. As of September 2025, ringgit Malaysia 3 billion, or 52%, has been spent. Of this, 248 or 21% has been successfully completed, while the remaining 948 projects, or 79%, are progressing at various stages of implementation. Translated to our Speaker, performance of project implementation under alternative funding. I would also like to update this August House on several major undertakings under alternative funding initiative that are reshaping Sarawak physical landscape, propelling our economy to a high income status under PCDS 2030. We introduced the alternative funding initiative to ensure that critical infrastructure projects can proceed without delay, while maintaining the state's robust financial position. This funding model has enabled us to unlock major investment opportunities that support rural accessibility, regional connectivity, economic growth, and long-term competitiveness. Through alternative funding project can be delivered faster and enable Sarawak to leapfrog its infrastructure development. For progress of project and alternative funding initiative to date, a total sum of ringgit Malaysia 21.8 billion has been expended. The total number of projects is 1,586, of which 1,127 projects, or 71%, has been completed, while 459 projects are currently at various stages of implementation. Among the ongoing major projects are as follows. 1. Construction of Coastal Road and Second Trunk Road project. 2. Sarawak Water Supply Grid Stress Area. 3. Rural Electrification Scheme, RES project. 4. Implementation of project under RISDA and RICODA, and for UDA, HDA, and NRDA. 5. Kuching Urban Transportation System, KUTS. 6. Construction of Sarawak Multimedia Authority Rural Transformation Smart Tower and Sarawak Rural Broadband Network, MySRBN. And 7. Construction of educational facilities such as Sarawak International School. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, good governance and prudent financial management. Sarawak capacity to undertake major development projects while preserving financial resilience is duly reflected in its commendable investment credit rating. Modi and S&P has reaffirmed Sarawak commendable investment credit rating of A3 and A- with a stable outlook respectively, while RAM has reaffirmed our credit rating at AAA. These ratings are a testament to the confidence placed in the state prudent fiscal management, robust reserve, disciplined budgeting practices, and strong governance framework. This affirmation enabled the state to secure strategic financing on favorable terms and to implement strategic projects in a prudent and accountable manner. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, this morning I am pleased to inform this August House that the state once again received a clean certificate for its public account for the financial year 2024. This marked the 23rd consecutive year of such recognition, a clear testament to a sound governance and prudent financial management. Sustaining this achievement over more than 2 decades reflect our unwavering dedication, professionalism, and commitment and accomplishment that truly deserve commendation. I wish to acknowledge the dedication of the state civil servant in maintaining high standard of governance and discipline in financial management. Your professionalism and integrity are central to our institution credibility, ensuring that public resources are managed responsibly in a transparent manner. Thus, let us remain vigilant and resolute in practicing disciplined financial management. This is vital to safeguard our wealth, drive sustainable growth, and secure a brighter and resilient future for Sarawak. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, Transformation Program for State Statutory Bodies and Government-Linked Companies. I would now like to update this August House on the... Yes?
Are you taking the point of clarification? Are you taking?
Yeah. I don't think they allow you to do it.
Not there, him. Mr. Speaker, I raised a few questions on the alternative funding initiative. These are the questions. How much has the state government borrowed in total?
Tan Sri, Mr. Speaker,
Yeah.
I will reach that point.
I see, because just now you were
are
mentioning about alternative
Please be
financial.
patient, young man.
Thank you. I
Give
was,
good advice. afterward.
yeah, I'm looking forward to the answer.
Yes, we take note. Transformation program for state statutory bodies and government-linked companies. Sisa Ilang, you are so impatient. I would like to update this August House on the ongoing collaboration with the World Bank that involve our statutory bodies, government-linked companies under the state-owned enterprise transformation and reform program. As highlighted by the Right Honourable Premier in his budget speech, the government will introduce the Sarawak State Ownership Policy, a code of corporate governance. This policy framework will serve as a key milestone in strengthening the governance ecosystem of our SOEs, ensuring greater accountability, transparency, and alignment with the state long-term development agenda. It will also provide clearer guidance on ownership expectation and performance standard, enabling our SOEs to operate with enhanced professionalism and strategic clarity. Complementing this initiative, and as part of our continuous effort to reinforce the financial management and long-term sustainability of SOEs, we have also commenced a comprehensive study on the proposed roadmap toward financial self-reliance and transformation of the state statutory bodies and GLC for 2026-2030. The study, which involved selected SOEs, aimed to chart a structured pathway for reducing their dependencies on the Sarawak government while strengthening their operational resilience and commercial viability. The finding and recommendation from this study is expected to be completed by the first quarter of 2026. It will support the effective implementation of our new ownership policies and code of corporate governance, ensuring that our SOEs are well positioned to thrive in a more competitive and self-sustaining environment. Translated to our Speaker, we are also strengthening public sector financial reporting through progressive adoption of Malaysian Public Sector Accounting Standard (MPSAS) by all statutory bodies and local authorities. Adoption of MPSAS will ensure more accurate and transparent financial statement and enhance accountability. The transition is critical as it provides a complete picture of our asset, our liability, and our long-term obligation, supporting stronger financial discipline, better planning, and more informed policy decision. Translated to our Speaker, implementation of result-based budgeting. During the June session, May 2025, I have highlighted some of the key milestones that have been achieved in result-based budgeting implementation. Now allow me to update this August House on some of the achievements recorded on the second half of 2025 inaugural result framework. In close collaboration with the World Bank and with the active participation of state ministries, departments, local authorities, statutory bodies, and government-linked companies, the inaugural result framework for budget year 2025 were developed and reviewed. This framework became the foundation for the preparation of the 2026 budget, ensuring this allocation are linked to clear outcome and measurable indicator. RBB capacity building. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, intensive training sessions were conducted for budget review officers to build them with knowledge and skill required for 2026 budget examination. This marked an important step in strengthening their capacity to evaluate budget proposal not only on expenditure but on results that are expected to deliver. Performance and Result Management Solution System. To further strengthen the reform we procure, the Performance and Result Management Solution System, or known as PRIMAS system. This digital platform integrates planning, budgeting, monitoring, and evaluation, as well as reporting. Intensive training were carried out to prepare ministries, departments, local authorities, selected statutory bodies, and government-linked companies for its full adoption. This is a major step forward in digitalizing performance management, embedding data-driven decision-making across government. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, the journey we have embarked upon is already reshaping the way we think about budgeting and governance. While the term outcome may be familiar, but its practical application demands a significant shift in mindset. It means moving away from traditional ways of doing things, developing new skills, and adapting to new digital systems. As we move forward, we recognize that more refinement is needed, particularly in refining the result framework, in strengthening monitoring and evaluation, and in building skills needed to fully embrace the new approach. These are opportunities for continuous improvement. Each improvement brings us closer to embedding a performance-driven culture, one that places accountability, transparency, and measurable results at the center of the government decision-making. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Procurement Improvement Initiative, a revision of the current procurement policies and procedure. To enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the government procurement, we have revised the procurement policies procedure for the state-funded goods, supplies, and services. One of the significant revisions is the increase of financial limit for direct appointment of consultant for physical project development project, including survey work, from Ringgit Malaysia 10 million to Ringgit Malaysia 50 million. This applies to all ministries, departments, statutory bodies, local authorities, regional development agencies in Sarawak. The increased fiscal limit and authority for the appointment of consultant is a strategic initiative that balances control with flexibility. With proper governance mechanism that is already in place, this delegation of authority will contribute significantly to better project outcome, institutional agility, and more effective public services delivery across Sarawak. State e-procurement system. The development of the state e-procurement system is progressing well, with Stage 1 covering e-direct purchase module now successfully completed. Stage 2 and Stage 3 are on track for completion by December this year, and the system is expected to be rolled out next year. Bumiputra Contractor Development Program. We remain committed to implementing the program contractor berdaya saing, to increase the participation of Bumiputera contractor in government project through competitive bidding. Since its implementation, the total number of participants selected under this program has now reached 456 contractors. On the other hand, a total of 130 projects with an allocation of ringgit Malaysia 79.8 million has been approved for implementation under this program. Efforts are already being vigorously pursued to strengthen the capability of our Bumiputera contractors and suppliers through collaboration with the relevant agencies under the following initiative. 1. Program Peningkatan Usahawan Bumiputera. For 2025, this program has been extended to those contractors under PKBS with a value of assistance up to ringgit Malaysia 20,000 per participant. Under the first batch, 80 PKBS participants will be selected under this program. Program 2, Pusat Inkubator dan Bimbingan Usahawan, PIBU. To date, 25 PIBUs are currently operating throughout the state with 6,119 participants. PIBUs in Bario and Beluru have begun the operation in October 2025. 3. Program Scheme Pembayaran Kontraktor Kecil Bumiputera. For this year, 44 contractors have received financial assistance amounting to ringgit 6.7 million as of November 2026. For the record, last year 46 contractors have benefited under the scheme with a financial assistance totaling ringgit Malaysia 5.8 million. Program Pembangunan Vendor Prabut Bumiputera. A total of 34 Bumiputera furniture vendors have been appointed by STIDC to supply furniture to government office with contract amounting to ringgit Malaysia 5 million annually. As of the third quarter of 2025, Bumiputera contractors have secured 54.2% of the state-funded project, amounting to ringgit Malaysia 2.7 billion out of the total ringgit Malaysia 4.97 billion awarded. This demonstrates the JPS government commitment to empowering Bumiputera contractors, ensuring they remain competitive and capable in delivering projects of scale of significance. The training and development program for Bumiputera contractors and suppliers will continue to be conducted in line with the industry need, covering competency-based general and online courses. As of November 2025, 110 courses has been conducted, benefiting 5,931 participants. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, Public-Private Partnership Master Plan. In today's rapidly evolving economic landscape, government face mounting challenges in financing and delivering large-scale infrastructure projects. Traditional public funding alone is often insufficient to meet rising demand, prompting the search for innovative solutions. Therefore, we should also need to explore and tap into private sector funding to implement public invested projects in partnership with the government. In this respect, the government is currently formulating the Public-Private Partnership Master Plan that will serve as a comprehensive framework to guide PPP implementation in Sarawak, offering tailored strategies, institutional guidelines, and actionable steps to support Sarawak's broader development agenda. The Sarawak PPP Master Plan Study 2026-2035 is expected to be completed in March 2026. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, Financial Performance Efficiency and Compliance Index System. The Financial Performance Efficiency and Compliance Index System, FinPac, which will be rolled out in 2026, marked a transformative milestone in modernizing how compliance is measured, reported, and monitored. Strengthening financial governance depends on Strengthening financial governance depends on consistent compliance at every level. With the introduction of Jawatan Kuasa Pengurusan Kewangan dan Perolehan JKP-KP in 2023, every agency is entrusted to oversee and monitor their own financial management, procurement, budgeting, asset control, and audit follow-up. FinPac, on the other hand, is the digital backbone to support this framework. By digitalizing JPKP reporting and integrating financial performance data through a secure online platform, FinPac enhances timeless accuracy and oversight while promoting a culture of accountability in data-driven decision-making. In this regard, I urge all agencies to fully leverage on FinPac to ensure timely and accurate reporting and continuously strengthening their compliance. Public asset management. Public asset management plays a pivotal role in ensuring the efficient utilization and maintenance of resources and enhanced service delivery. Recognizing this, we have undertaken several key initiatives on public asset management improvement as follows. 1. Strengthening governance and digitalization in the management of biological assets. Aligned with international accounting standard, we have introduced guidelines for the management, registration, valuation, and reporting of biological assets such as animal, fish, and plant owned by Sarawak government. By enforcing this guideline, we prevent misuse and ensure that every biological asset under our ownership is accounted for. The framework strengthens accountability, promotes sustainability, ensuring that our biological resources are managed responsibly for the long-term benefit of the state. Most importantly, it integrates assets management via integrated asset management system platform with our financial reporting system, giving us a clearer picture of how resources are utilized. 2. Standardizing Self-Assessment Management Compliance Index. A standard Self-Assessment Management Compliance Index has been introduced this year for agencies to conduct their own evaluation prior to verification by Asset Management Inspectorate team. This inspection aims to help agencies strengthen compliance in assets, store management, and to encourage them to fully utilize the integrated asset management system in managing assets within the respective agencies. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, saya minum dulu. Issue raised by Ali Yang Berhormat. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, we in this August House should not be surprised by the latest round of allegation from Ali Yang Berhormat from Pedungan. Year after year, his narrative remained the same, designed to confuse, to instill fear, and to spread misinformation to public. This year is no different. The moment Sarawak tabled yet another surplus budget, Ahli Yang Berhormat Perpedungan immediately resort to claiming that the state is burdened by so-called hidden debt. This claim mirrors precisely what his Federal Master, the former ex-finance minister, said in 2018, that Sarawak will be bankrupt within 3 years. Later, he was forced to apologize because today we are far from bankrupt. Our reserve has gone up and we have successfully established the Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Future Fund. So don't follow the wrong step. Today, I'd like to put on record once again, and hopefully the last time, as it is necessary to correct this repetitive and misleading narrative about deficit and alleged hidden debt. It was false and remain completely false. Revenue projection and global condition. Let me address the issue raised by Ahli Yang Berhormat Perpedungan concerning the state government 2025 revenue and expenditure. As explained by the Right Honourable Premier, the 2025 revenue projection has been revised to Ringgit Malaysia 12.1 billion, a reduction of Ringgit Malaysia 2.125 billion, or 15% from the original estimate. It is vital to highlight that this shortfall is entirely due to global economic conditions beyond anyone's control. The primary driver is the prolonged decline in global crude oil prices, which has been hovering around USD 69 per barrel. This is a global phenomenon affecting not only Sarawak, also Kuala Lumpur, and all oil-producing countries, including Malaysia, and is rooted in the international supply-demand shift in geopolitical uncertainties. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, despite this volatility, Sarawak remains resilient. Our financial discipline and structured diversification effort continue to shield us from the worst of this global headwind. Among our ongoing measures are diversifying revenue source, 2, implementing cost optimization and project prioritization across ministries and agencies, and 3, making strategic investment that will strengthen long-term stability. Financial strength and transparency. Sarawak financial fundamental remain strong and it's sound. This was validated by international credit rating agencies, Moody's, S&P's, as well as domestic credit rating agencies, RAN. Importantly, the state has received, as I've mentioned earlier, 23 consecutive years of clean Auditor General account certification up to financial year 2024, and we have established Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Fund Future Fund to secure long-term financial resilience. If they were truly hidden debt, as alleged by Ahli Yang Berhormat Perpedungan, this independent agency would have reflected such concern through downgrade, right? Because you don't know account. They did not, because there's no such debt exists. It is all being made up and imagined by Ahli Yang Berhormat Perpedungan. I urge Ahli Yang Berhormat Perpedungan tolong refrain to act as an economist or accountant to mislead the public. You are a lawyer by profession. I hope you will not risk further undermine the credibility of your fraternity. Don't become a fake economist. If Ali Yang Berhormat Perpedungan wish to speak on economic, perhaps he should ask, he should question why public debt, national public debt to GDP ratio stand at 65%. I was reading your speech in Parliament, not a word from you questioning this. Instead, Yang Berhormat constantly attacking Sarawak. Kita tahu sebablah. Where our ratio is only 11.5%. Why does he continuously, selectively put Sarawak down? Aren't you proud of Sarawak? Despite global challenges, Sarawak continued to table a surplus budget for 2026, reflecting our prudent financial management. Our discipline and proactive measures ensure that we stay on sustainable path, weathering current headwind while preparing to emerge even stronger once the market is over. Let me finish. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Ali Yang Berhormat Perpedungan allegation that the deficit figure excludes spending. This is what you want to know. Under the alternative funding initiative is not only misleading, it is totally incorrect. You deliberately mix up operating expenditure, development expenditure, and alternative funding project, resulting in a confused and accurate conclusion. Why? Because you don't bother to read a command paper that we have tabled on your chair to show clearly how we get that surplus of 144. Yang Berhormat goes further that borrowing for development project is improper. This is completely misguided. Can you imagine if we don't have alternative funding, the project that your government cancelled, the Batang Lupar, Batang Igan, and Rambungan Bridge, it will not be seen. But today it is still seen because we have alternative funding. Borrowing for development is a common practice, strategic, responsible, practiced by advanced economy as Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, China, because there is a need to implement urgent infrastructure or project, because delaying infrastructure project only increase long-term costs. My question is why Ali Yang Berhormat Perpedungan so consistently allergic to development? Are you anti-development? Every time Sarawak build road, water system, digital infrastructure, art, hydrogen facilities, Ali Yang Berhormat from Perpedungan cry, bankrupt. Tapi tidak bankrupt. If we have listened to you 5 years ago, there will be no digital economy, no Batang Lupang, no 18 bridges, no hydrogen industry, no art project, no rural transformation initiative, no major bridges linking our communities. Sarawak will be backward, left behind. Maybe that's what the AP want for Sarawak. Ali Yang Berhormat Perpedungan is consistent. That much I agree. Consistent in opposing progress. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, our difference is clear. While Ali Yang Berhormat Perpedungan choose fear, we choose to be Mr. No, choose to misrepresent and twist fact, choose anti-development. The GPS government choose progress. Under the stewardship of Y. Ahmad Muhammad Premier, Sarawak finances are strong, certified, internationally recognized. We will continue to invest, to build and to push forward, because development delayed is development denied. If Yang Muhammad from Pedungan view development as debt, then it becomes clear why you don't build anything. Sarawak, under the leadership of Yang Muhammad Premier, meanwhile, is building its future steadily, responsibly, and confidently. We will not allow fear-driven narrative to hold us back. We will build, we will grow, we will secure a prosperous, future-ready Sarawak for the next generation. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, I will say, itu apa yang dikatakan adalah niat jahat. There was never any anti-development statement made by me, and I wish to put on record here. My question for the minister, it seems that the minister is deliberately avoiding the question whether 2025 the government is running on a deficit budget, given that there was a shortfall of about 2 billion. That's question one. Question two, seeking justification, clarification, is that what was mentioned by Yang Muhammad, Deputy Premier, was that it seems that there is no debt owed by the government. There were, as far as I know, just a few. Infrasa Ventures in Berhad, solely owned by the state government, raising a loan of 5 billion. Infrasa Venture 2, Sendirian Berhad, another 4.7 billion. Equisa, Sendirian Berhad, all owned by state government, USD 800 million. Aquasa Capital, Sendirian Berhad, Suku Fund of 1.5 billion. Infra Cap Resources, Sendirian Berhad, a loan of 15 billion. These are all companies owned by the state government, whereby the state government undertake to repay the loans. So my question is simple. As per in my debate, I ask, how much in total has the state government borrowed to sustain such extraordinary expenditure over and above the approved expenditure of our budgets? How much is the interest charged on all these loans taken out by the government? How much is the annual repayment for all these loans? The Deputy Premier doesn't seem to want to answer the question, but instead go on a personal attack on me and putting words in my mouth for which I have not said. I think that is improper. I would like to place my objection before Mr. Speaker and the House here. So, Deputy Premier, please answer the question and not go around the bushes and launching your personal attack. Right? That is very uncalled for and unparliamentarian.
I don't think I launch personal attacks against you, but the way you're presenting the case, the accusation you have made implied that all the development that we've done are not proper. So that is anti-development. No, that is my impression. Whether right or not, to me is right. Yeah. I'm about to answer my question. For every every question you must have a preliminary answer.
Adil Muhammad, this is my ruling. Yang Amat Muhammad Premier, in his budget speech, as reflected in the Hansard on the 24th of November, page 11, that the budget has a surplus of 144 million. The member for Padungan had made an argument as reflected on page 46, dated 27 of the course. In most budgets all over the world, you don't put the sum of debts in your budget, but the payment in servicing the loan you do. Therefore, the surplus is 144 million. That is the stand by the Deputy Premier. And understanding Order 3212, any member who makes any statement at the Dewan deliberately misleads the Dewan is deemed to be out of order. So I rule the reply by the Deputy Premier in explaining why it is 134 million surplus under the alternative funding for all the infrastructure and so forth. Close. Yeah. All right. Proceed.
Okay, this is my floor. My floor to answer your question. The 2025 is already explained by Premier in the budget. The 2026 is very clear that we have a surplus of 144 million. Even though in your argument, I read your argument, you are saying that it is wrong statement by the Premier to say that we have a deficit of 144 million because you want to include 5.7 billion of the alternative funding that was announced during that to be lumped together under the development fund. This way, you do not understand the way the government operates.
Deputy Premier.
You hold on. Give me. Can you sit down? Can you sit down? Can you sit down?
I ruled it.
This is my floor.
No.
I'm answering the question.
You don't need to answer.
I'm explaining. You sit down first. I just tried to explain because I saw your handset here.
Honorable Deputy Premier, you have justified, elaborated, and deliberated. That's it. Move on.
I have one more question to explain to him.
There's no need to ask. No,
must explain. Otherwise, you mislead the Dewan again. Why you misled the Dewan? Because you tell the Dewan tadi, I was telling you the state government has no debt. I never said there is no debt. Alternative funding is part of the debt. That's why just now I inform you. That's why I give the information to the Dewan tadi. Our debt ratio to our GDP is just 11.5%. Compared to federal 65%. Which is better? Which is lower? And the rest of the information that you need are all already put on the common paper. More is your imagination. No, I tell you, maybe after losing Sabah, you have so many imagination.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me conclude. Empowering people, advancing prosperity, building resilience is guiding the spirit of 2026 state budget. With 5 clear goals and 9 strategic thrusts, this budget is not merely a financial plan, it's a bold roadmap to transform Sarawak into a high-income economy, uplift the well-being of our rakyat, secure long-term financial sustainability, position our state economic powerhouse and led the way as renewable energy and green. Each strategic thrust represents a pillar of progress that will Sarawak carry forward. Together they form a holistic framework that ensure no one is left behind, and no opportunity is overlooked, and no aspiration is ignored. The budget is therefore clear reflection of our shared vision to build Sarawak that is inclusive, competitive, and sustainable. With unity of purpose, integrity in governance, and with collective strength of our people, we will transform this goal into achievement and this trust into lasting legacies for generations to come. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity to express our sincere appreciation to Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker for your patience, upholding explanatory order in decorum throughout our holding, and sometimes extend gratitude to all the civil servant, staff of the Dewan, State Civil Service for their steadfast dedication in ensuring the smooth and successful conduct of the sitting. As we approach the holiday season, I would like to wish all my Christian friends a joyous and a blessed Merry Christmas. May this festive season be filled with peace, love and happiness, and to everyone a happy and prosperous New Year. May the coming year bring renewed hope, prosperity and unity to Sarawak. Thank you.
Ahli yang berhormat, we have a break. Sitting resumes at 12 noon.
Wasting time. Instead, simple English. There's no point to having answers to anyone who wants to buy codes.
Everything is able. That's why you got the information now. This is SIARAN.
Your Sabah reference very good. Your Sabah reference very good.
We include all the information from here. Because this table is only about. Why you want to ask me?
Sengaja, tak boleh ajak.
Oh, you also have.
Bisa, political answer is the right way.
Point to be serious.
Daripada bila dia kalau tabak macam imagination. You lah. Saya sekarang jom tu answer yang deep. Banyak sakit. Because they don't give us money. I never thought of it that way. Never thought of it that way, ma. Otherwise, it's so few dollars. Yes, more like. Oh, it's